Welcome back, everybody, to another Q&A with Dr. J and GC. Today, we are going to take you down a little trip down hormone pathway road because we thought, there's so much talk about hormones and peptides and replacements and supplements and natural growth, whatever. We're not going to get into what you need at any stage in life. We're just going to show you the importance of where it begins and how it travels through your body, the world according to Jay and hormone pathway. So, Jay, take it away.
Take it away. Biochemical pathways and making hormones. That's what I want to talk about. Because there's several concepts that are important here. One is that your body makes hormones naturally. Turns out you don't have to take them. Our body's going to make them. The fascinating thing is, and the second concept then too, is how well do you break them down? Because if you can't break them down correctly, then estrogen can build up in your system, or testosterone or DHT can build up, and that can cause issues as well. So we want to look at those particular issues. But the interesting thing to me was that when pre-genetic testing, pre-genetic information, I treated a lot of hormone issues where either the person was making too much adrenaline and they couldn't calm down, and adrenaline is considered a hormone as well. They were turning testosterone into DHT for men and causing prostate issues, or women were getting too much estrogen either through their environment or pesticides, chemicals, et cetera, all the things in their environment, but or not breaking them down correctly or making them into the metabolites that are carcinogenic that can cause cancer. So, as a functional medicine practitioner, I looked at all of those issues in a very different way than I look for them now. And when I started to work with genetics, all of those things fell into place. When I got the genes balanced, when I got the biochemistry balanced, boom, the hormones just started to balance themselves out. And I was like, what? Wait, what just happened here? So I had to do a deep dive into understanding the hormones. So let me just share the hormone pathways. And so here are some of the basics. Our body takes cholesterol, which has been largely vilified, and a lot of people are taking statins. So that's a big hit on your hormone pathways because
Sex
we use,
people, sex hormones are in there too.
yep,
Diminish that, you diminish your sex
yep,
hormone. Just
yeah, yeah,
saying. Just saying.
yep. Had to plug that in there, didn't
I just, no.
you? We take cholesterol and our body makes pregnenolone, and pregnenolone can then make progesterone. And from there, we make 11 deoxycorticosterone, blah, 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 aldosterone. And then it's excreted out of the kidneys. But also, this way, our body makes DHEA, 7 keto DHEA. And I know a lot of people take DHEA, it's an anti aging hormone for energy, builds mass, burns fat. It's great stuff. But your body makes it naturally. But we break DHEA down into the androgens and then into estrogens or testosterone over here. And testosterone is also broken down into estrogens and DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone. It's a metabolite of testosterone. And then from there, we break those estrogens down into what are called metabolites, the 2 and 4 and 16, the estradiols and methoxy, and then they're eliminated out of the body. And those are all, everywhere you see a purple balloon, those are genetic variants. Those are enzymes where you could have a genetic variant. So genes can definitely interfere with the production of some of these hormones and the breakdown of some of these hormones. And the really interesting thing is when we get your biochemistry balanced, all of these start to work correctly, and we're making hormones correctly, and we're breaking them down correctly. So you can see this one says CYP450, and you can look on your gene test to see if you have genetic variants anywhere along the way that could be interfering with the production and breakdown of these hormones. The other thing that happens here, and it's evolutionarily designed, where if you're under a lot of stress and you're making a lot of cortisol and adrenaline and all the stress hormones, your body will not make sex hormones. So it's designed to be like if you're under a lot of stress, you don't want to have a child at that time. And so the body, it's called a pregnenolone steal, where the body will make stress hormones like corticosterones over here and cortisol over here instead of estrogens, testosterone, and things that can help you conceive. So this is one of the ways that infertility could be a problem because of the stress in the environment. So if you look further down, you can see the COMT enzyme. We've talked a lot about that one. Its job is to break down some of these estrogen metabolites. And if our body is making estrogens okay, but not breaking them down because of genetic variants down here, these guys, these metabolites, the 4-hydroxyestrone and 16-hydroxyestrone, those are, you can see there's a danger zone there. And those are carcinogenic. They can cause estrogen-driven cancers. So when we get the body balanced, we start up these enzymes and get them working correctly, the body breaks down those carcinogenic estrogen metabolites. They're over here as well. But it's that same enzyme that we've been looking at on the main pathways. We balance the COMT with certain nutrients, and the body breaks those down. So we've just reduced the risk of estrogen-driven cancers significantly. And then down here, these enzymes are on the main pathways and they're part of our detox pathways, biochemical pathways. So again, when we get those methylation pathways working, the body makes these neurotransmitters. You don't go toward the stress hormones, you go more toward the sex hormones that keep you young and vital and keep your hormones balanced, keep your sex drive good, and keep you from aging. But super important that we make sure that those are being broken down too, because otherwise you can end up with cancers. And with men over here, testosterone can be over converted to DHT, and that's dihydrotestosterone, and that can cause male pattern baldness and prostate issues, potentially prostate cancer. This is a really big concept. And again, when we balance those biochemical pathways, we get the cytochrome P450s working correctly, testosterone will break down in the right ways and get out of the body and not go too high or too low. It's all about balance. We don't want too much of something or too little of something. It's a really important concept, especially if you're here taking DHEA and you don't know what you're doing. You could be leading to too much testosterone, then that thing converts to DHT, and that's a problem. Or the DHEA is converting to testosterone, which is converted to estrogens that are carcinogenic, and you can't get those out. So it's really important that we look at the whole picture. And that's what My Happy Genes is designed to do, is look at which genes have you inherited in these pathways and make sure that when we give you recommendations, once you work with a practitioner, the recommendations that we give you will help you balance your hormones in a very specific way so that you're making them correctly, you're breaking them down correctly, and you stay balanced. Even I'm 65. Oops, there it is. I said it. And I don't take any hormones. I don't need them. I don't have hot flashes. I don't have the vaginal dryness that comes along with menopause. And I haven't had my gene or my hormones tested lately, but I can only imagine that they're balanced because I balance all the pathways so that I don't get too much of something and too little of something. The body can do it. We're so prone to thinking that we have to supply progesterone and estrogen after menopause, but I don't believe that has to be so.
I have a question about pregnenolone because that was a very popular supplement a while back. I haven't heard, I'm sure it's still being out there, but there was this huge rush to get pregnenolone. It was very expensive and cycle it on and off, and it's good for your brain.
Yeah.
Looking at this, I can't figure out why you'd want to have an external supply of pregnenolone.
Yeah, it was just the hot thing
Yeah.
for a lot of years because it is a precursor to everything downstream, which is
Mhm.
great until you run into a danger zone.
Yeah, yeah.
But I imagine people felt great on it initially and until they ran into a bad situation. So it's
Mhm.
important to look at all the entire pathway. And that's what's really different about our company is we don't just focus on one gene, one supplement, or one enzyme. We look at what's going to happen downstream. If I give you pregnenolone, I better know that you're not going to make bad things out of it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we've just created a big problem and a very serious problem. It's important to understand these pathways. And I know this is probably a little bit technical, but I think you get the concept of our bodies are designed to do these correctly. And When you take a statin, you've just blocked the cholesterol producing hormones. That's a problem. We want to make sure that cholesterol doesn't get out of hand and go too high, but there are reasons for that happening too that we look at. And I'm going to go back to the main pathway here and show you the cholesterol here often will go high because of genetic variants down here that are blocking and backing up that pathway, or they're blocking the production here. That ACAT will cause the cholesterol to go high. So then people get on a statin, and it's not a good scene. If we can get the body balancing the cholesterol, we need it for these hormones and for brain function and so many other things in the body, skin, hair, nails rely on cholesterol. It's an important metabolite, and it's not a statin deficiency.
Mhm.
It's just not.
It's not, and it's a mycotoxin, but never mind. I don't want to
Yes.
get started. My high
Yeah,
horse.
it is a mitochondrial toxin. Anyway,
That was very interesting as well. A little trip down hormone lane. Now, I will have to ask, I didn't see the thyroid in there, and
oh,
yet we have thyroid hormones.
yeah.
So are they not considered a part of the hormone pathway, or did I just not see them?
Oh, it's a whole nother pathway.
Okay, okay. Let's do that on another Q&A. I just was wondering
Okay.
how it fit
Yes.
into things. Okay,
Yeah.
people, I promise we will have a thyroid conversation on one of these soon.
Yeah, we'll show you the pathway on that as well.
Because I know so many people, millions of people have thyroid issues, high, low, Hashimoto's, and then there are millions more that aren't diagnosed because they just feel, well, this is how I am. I'm always tired or my hair's falling out or whatever. So
Yeah.
maybe if people understood how that all works together with the rest of our body, it would be helpful.
Yeah, very much. I think that's a good topic. So let's do another issue on that.
Another Q&A. We got
Yeah.
weeks and weeks to do Q&As. I love it. Okay, so that was hormones. And once again, if you have a Q&A that you'd like us to do, please put it in the comments, send us at info@myhappy. And if you know that these are fun and interesting, tell a friend. Give them the website, the URL, or Dr. J's, I think it's Dr. J Dunn on YouTube. And My Happy Genes, we combine them all into one channel. So wherever you're watching this, share it with a friend. There's a little share thing underneath the video. Makes it easy for you.
It'd really help us to get the word out there and help more
Yeah,
people. So
yeah.
thank you for that.
All right, everybody, we'll be back in another week. Be well till then. Take care, Dr. J.
Thanks, GC.